the early stages of, and I'm like, all right, we've seen all of this before. And I mean, most of the footage we've seen. Part 2 was about, like I just saw it a couple hours ago, so bear with me. Part 2 was about Biggie and the West Coast and Pac and
more shit that we've seen before.
Yeah, but told differently.
Okay.
Told differently.
Okay.
This one did more. It basically blames Puff for Biggie and Pac.
Damn. Okay.
Wow.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Mike Geesh, and y'all know what it is. I had to get my boy Joe Budden's take on Sean Combs' The Reckoning, the Diddy docu-series, executive produced by 50 Cent, that the whole world is watching on Netflix as we speak. I had to get Joe Budden's take on it. I gave my own review on it. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Mike Geesh, right now, and you can look at that review that I gave. I think it's a pretty good review. Yeah, you could go ahead and take a look at that. But since you're watching this right now, you know I had to get Joe Budden's take on The Reckoning, on the docu-series, and see what he thought about it. So that's what I'm basically doing right now. Just listening to Joe Budden's thoughts on it, and, you know, chiming in every now and then. I try to keep the chiming in to a minimum as much as I can, but, you know, I will say something if I deem it necessary to. All right, let's hear what Joe got to say.
This piece
which is something we've heard before.
Yeah, this piece takes a lot of the reasonable doubt away. Like, they do a good job of laying it at his feet. I was pissed by episode 2. Really? I was absolutely pissed by episode 2.
Pissed at the doc or pissed at Puff?
Yeah.
Puff.
Oh, okay.
Because the way the doc is framing it was Big didn't want to go to LA at all. Like that little segment, and we maybe have heard that before. This doc did a good job of making you say, right after Pac dies, why would Biggie want to go to LA to finish recording the album? Like, that just sounds real stupid to me.
It does a little bit.
It does.
And then they got interview, and then they got.
And yeah, I already know I'm not going to chime in too much, but I have to say something on this. Yeah, I can remember when Biggie died, Pac and Biggie died, because if you don't know, Pac and Biggie like died within like 6 months of each other. You know, Pac died in September, and Biggie died in March. Okay, March 9th. I know the exact date Biggie died on March 9th. So this is relatively 6-7 months apart. Why would you go to LA right after Pac's death? Why would you do that? You know it's dangerous. The whole world knows it's dangerous. And I remember being a 17-year-old thinking that. Like, why are you at the Soul Train Awards, bro? Y'all could have missed this one. I know you got an album about to come out, but y'all could have missed this one. This is life and death. This is a serious situation. A lot of people are angry and upset that Tupac is dead. So I totally agree with Joe Budden. It didn't make any sense. As someone who was there and who was heavily into the music, yeah, I didn't understand that at all. That was just a very dumb move. But yeah, let's keep listening.
Interviews with all these key people where even if they are saying something you heard before, they saying a little more in depth. So they got the guy saying, I forgot his name, sorry. They got him saying, yo, Biggie was supposed to go to LA and then run with me over to London.
Kirk Burroughs, the guy who he's forgetting his name is Kirk Burroughs, the co-founder of Bad Boy, along with Sean Diddy Combs. Let's continue.
They got interviews with all these key people where even if they are saying something you heard before, they saying a little more in depth. So they got the guy saying, I forgot his name, sorry. They got him saying, yo, Biggie was supposed to go to LA and then run with me over to London 2 days later, but That didn't happen. He was urged to stay. I mean, and then they get into the swapping of the Rolling Stone cover. Again, more things that you have heard, but
It's framed differently.
somebody, and again, maybe that's 50. There's somebody in the know putting this timeline together. Yeah, I was saying fuck him for by episode 2.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I gotta watch this tonight.
It was.
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. I was definitely saying fuck Puff by episode 2. At the end of episode 2, I was just like, wow, dog. Like, really? Like, seriously, man? Yeah, but as Joe just said, Kirk Burrows, the co-founder of Bad Boy with Diddy, they already had a plan, something already in the works to go to the UK. And Puffy said no, he canceled it, you know. I don't want to tell you a whole lot more if you haven't seen it, but it just shined a light bulb in your mind when you saw it. And it's like, wow. So you're telling me that Puffy is the reason why Biggie died? He's the reason? Yeah, man. Sad. But let's continue.
I'm watching today for sure.
For sure.
Episode 3, then they get into the women and just, you know where this,
That life's, yeah.
you know where it goes. And 4 is the end.
Okay.
And 4 is the end.
How was it in? Like, at him?
Now.
Okay, now, okay.
Now, Cassie, they got footage of, they got all the footage. They got footage of Ryan Leslie bringing Cassie in the conference room and then Puff at the
Seen that
head,
before.
and then them in the studio with Puff saying, yeah, I like this song, but I want to love it. I need a rapper to do this part that you on, Ryan Leslie. And then there was no more Ryan Leslie. Then it was Kim Porter was the wife, but then Cassie was the wifey. And then when Kim Porter would come around, he would send Cassie to go to the spa or some shit because they couldn't be around each other. Then they got fucking Al B. Shore in there. Got Eric Sermon in there talking about
man,
Misa.
yeah. Wow.
Talking, when Puff met Misa, yada, yada. Like, it's just
Wow.
a whirlwind of shit.
Yeah, and let me go back and piggyback off what he said about Ryan Leslie and Cassie. You know, I think a lot of us have seen that footage of seemingly when Puff first met Cassie and she was dating Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie brought her into the music game pretty much. And it kind of is like, did Cassie just want a bigger, better deal? Because it's like you was with Ryan Leslie, and I don't know Ryan Leslie. Appears and comes off as he might be a pretty nice guy. But I guess that's not really what a lot of women want. They don't want the nice guy, huh? Ryan Leslie had money. You know, he's not just a bozo, you know what I'm saying, the game at that time, back then at that time. You know what I'm saying? He was getting money. He was a highly sought after producer. But that wasn't good enough for Cassie. So she got the bigger, better deal. And I know she regrets it now. Or I guess she regrets it. I mean, she's $50 million richer, so maybe she doesn't. Who really knows what's going on in her head? But yeah, I just thought that's kind of crazy. I always thought that was wild. Like she went on to the bigger, better deal. But yeah, it goes into a lot of his relationships. Cassie had, like Joe said, Cassie had to leave when Kim Porter came around and vice versa. Yeah, it was crazy. That boy Puffy was a maniac. But let's continue.
I won't call it a hit piece because they did focus on his success as well.
Okay.
And that's the story they were telling. Is like,
But the success drove him to be a monster? Is that how they framed it?
no, I won't say that. But the guy that got away at every turn and continued to rise and rise more. And then when this got dead, the Danity Kane, they went into the whole making the band shit and what that looked like with today's ears and climate.
I think Puffy was already a monster, and his monster, the monster inside him is what made him famous, rich and famous, and what made him a billionaire. Not him becoming a billionaire turned him into a monster. I think the monster inside him just grew, simultaneously at the same time. As he was getting richer, it grew, but the monster was already there.
His relationship with Aubrey and how he was sending her shit on some.
Did they put her in?
Yo, I'm masturbating tonight. I'm gonna think of you, and yeah, I want to fuck. And when that didn't go right, then they pan right to the footage of him kicking out the group, and she looking at him like,
Oh wow.
she looking at him like, yo,
Did she speak? Did she speak in the doc?
Huh?
Did she speak in the doc?
I think so. It's all fuzzy. It's all fuzzy.
I know you just. I know,
You go rewatch it. You have to rewatch it.
Oh no, this is.
It's all fuzzy, but she looked at him like, my man, really? Because he's sitting there saying, you're not provocative enough. You're not promiscuous.
Oh shit!
Like, nigga, word.
Yeah, and then it got into when I was done with Danity Kane, he fucking X'd that whole group, took Dawn, put in Dirty Money. Now it's him in the group, so he's the focus. The story they kept trying to tell was he always wanted to be the focus. Mm-hmm. The executive who had all of these artists, but
wanted to be the man.
I'm the artist.
I'm the star.
So
Suge was right.
fuck
That's
y'all.
where you insert the Suge speech from the
sound like
Social
Suge was
Awards.
right.
Well, then they got into Suge. They got into what he said at the Source Awards, what Puff said at the Source Awards, how Suge was Albie Shore's bodyguard, and how that turned to executive. And this was just a very well done piece involving a lot of info that but
Framed
a certain way and with some more shit. Because they have footage of, and this is what I guess Puff's people was beefing about, they have footage of like 6 days before the arrest.
Yeah.
They got fresh footage of him in the car.
Oh shit!
Goddamn.
Him talking to lawyers. I saw him arguing.
Yeah,
with
him
lawyers.
talking to lawyers.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a crazy part of it. It's like, why would you be filming yourself talking to your lawyers and doing all these activities before, while this is all happening? Like I didn't understand that, like why he was doing that. Because as most of you probably already know, and if you don't know, I'm telling you now, that within the documentary is footage of Puffy filming himself before he got indicted by the feds, like right before, leading up to it. And it's like, why would you be filming all this? It makes no sense. All right, so let's continue.
And then later on, he goes on to say that toward the end of their whatever they were doing, they would collect his semen in a cup. And he didn't say nothing for a few times. And then finally he did. He was like, yo, what the fuck
Are you
doing my shit?
doing with my semen?
Yeah.
And they said Puff was like, yo, I like to make her drink it, play with it, douse in it. Why? What's the problem with it? And then
What's the problem, nigga? It's my DNA. That's the problem. Type of sick shit is this man on? Look, it's one thing to be gay. If you gay, you gay. Okay? If you gay, you gay. You gay. But to collect a man's DNA and use it and play with it, that's nasty, dog. That's just beyond sick. It's just like, what is wrong with you, dude? You are just messed up on so many different levels. It's just ridiculous. All right, we're gonna wrap this up in a second. I want to listen to a little bit more because I don't want to end off on Puffy playing with a man's man juice. Okay, so we're gonna listen to a little bit more.
they have him on that type of shit very early too, earlier than all of this, but that's there.
Yeah.
You know that's there. But back to the Dirty Money shit. From making the band to Dirty Money, the story that they were telling in there, the other girl from Dirty Money, I forgot her name.
Kalia.
And let me just say, The Dirty Money album is a classic.
It is.
a great album.
It is.
The Dirty Money album is a
And a
classic.
remix album too.
Very good.
Fire. They did a remix album.
So they got her saying that the relationship between Puff and Dawn was very strange as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ever met a billionaire, what would you do to be his girl or be in his
Concubine, whatever.
Yeah.
Kalina. That's her.
All while Cassie is there. So it's a lot of facts. It's a lot of footage. However they got the footage, it certainly helped in this story they were telling. It did.
Right.
It did.
Wow.
It did make you feel like at the end he didn't get enough time.
Really?
Really?
It would have to. They show the shine shit. Yeah. They show the girl. They show too much shit to where it's like, if you don't believe this, or if this didn't do it for you, or if this didn't do it for you, it's like certain shit is too consistent in the story that they tell.
Did they mention anything about the trial, like where the state fucked up or the feds or whoever was?
All right, man, we're going to end it right there. But I definitely agree with Joe. There was so much in this documentary that if one part didn't get you, another part got you. If this part didn't get you, this part got you. Like the part that got me the most, and it was a lot that I was like, wow, that's crazy. He is really evil. But the part that got me personally, that tugged at my heartstrings and hit me right here in the heart, was when they showed Puffy come out for the MTV Awards, and he was doing that dance in all white, and Sting was on there singing, every breath you take, dun, 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 dun. You know, Puffy just dancing all around. I went right back to 16-year-old me. To that point in time in 1997 when I really thought Puffy and Biggie were friends, you know. And even though he was doing a little happy dance and his homeboy just died, you know, everybody grieving their own way. And my 16-year-old self was thinking, well, you know, it's a little funny how he's doing the dance, but that's him. That's Puffy. That's what he does. Suge said, you know, dancing all in your video. That's what Puffy did. That was his MO, his thing. So maybe that's how he grieves. And he's did this great song for his friend. When all the while, it was actually Diddy's doing, his negligence, his greed, and his ego, his narcissism that ultimately led to the death of Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. Yeah, man, it's a lot to unpack in this docu-series, but don't take my word for it. Go check it out on Netflix right now, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm your boy, Mike Geesh. Peace.